everyone, welcome to another episode of Shaji's Classroom, and today we are going to learn about relative clause, that is Relativsätze. So, what is a Relativsätze? Relativsätze in German is a dependent clause. It's a dependent clause that provides additional information about a noun in the main sentence or the Hauptsatz. It is similar to the English clause introduced by who, which, that, etc. Okay? We see one example and I will explain in detail. For example, is they then man? I see the man. Okay, there's a main sentence, then relative clause, the man is my nakbar. The man is my neighbor. Okay, I see the man is my neighbor. You say, then man, the man is my nakbar. Okay, now we are combining both the sentence with a relative clause. Okay, you say, then man, there my nakbar is. I see the man who is my neighbor. So, with the relative clause, relative pronoun who is we are using, then we are making the two sentences into one. Therefore, I say, then man, there my nakbar is. Okay, therefore, then man. Okay, then man we are using, instead of there man here there man, then man, both man are here. For that we are using only there, no man here. Okay, so you say, then man, there my nakbar is, who is my neighbor. Okay, so what you have to look into here, it is introduced by a relative pronoun, that is relative pronoun. The relative clause is always referred back to a noun in the main clause. The verb in the relative clause comes at the end. The relative pronoun agrees in gender, number and case with the noun it refers to. Okay, we'll look into another example now. Yeah, so main clause is that. What is the main clause? Ich habe ein Buch. Ich habe ein Buch. I have a book. Relative clause is das Buch ist sehr interessant. Das Buch ist sehr interessant. The book is very interesting. So, I got a book and this book is interesting. Okay? And when we combine together, ich habe ein Buch, main clause. Das sehr interessant ist. Ich habe ein Buch. Das sehr interessant ist. I have a book that is very interesting. So we are combining with that. So wir danken der Frau. We thank the woman. Okay? Wir danken der Frau. Relative clause is die Frau hilft uns oft. Okay? The woman often helps us. So two independent clauses. Okay, there is one main clause and one relative clause. Wir danken der Frau. The main clause, die Frau hilft uns oft. Okay, she helps us often. So we are combining together. Wir danken der Frau, die uns oft hilft. Okay, we thank the woman who often helps us. Wir danken der Frau, die uns oft hilft. So, this is how relative pronoun works. Okay, for nominative, same as we have learned the articles. Okay, nominative article, der, die, das, die. Okay, accusative, then, the, das, the. Dative, them, der, them, then plus en. Okay, genitive, dessen, deren, deren. Okay, so these articles we have to look into and learn this article, then it becomes very easy for us to make the sentences. So nominative, when we make a nominative, when the relative pronoun is the subject of the relative clause, that is der man, there, here, won't. That is the man who lives here. Okay, that is a nominative. When we take that, because we are taking der man. An article of der man we are using here. Here, that is der man. That is a one clause, main clause. Der man won't here. So we are not using both der man, but we are using only der. We are taking the article of there here won't. Because that is der man, there here won't. Second one, accusative if you want, make it. Das ist die Frau, die ich gestern getroffen habe. That is the woman whom I met yesterday. Okay, that is accusative. For dative, when the relative pronoun is the indirect object. Okay, here is der Kollege, dem ich geholfen habe. Here is the colleague whom I helped. That's dative. Genitive, when the relative pronoun shows the possession. Das ist der Student, dessen Buch verloren ging. Okay, that is the student whose book got lost. So, when we make sentences, relative clause, okay, relative, we are making use of relative pronoun. Okay, here is their colleague, them. So, their colleague become them. Here, their student become dessen, that is their student, dessen book, whose book, okay, whose book. So, whose book, that is the student, okay, student's book. So, if you want one more example for nominative, here, der Hund, der im Garten spielt, gehört uns. Okay, der Hund, the dog that plays in the garden belongs to us. Or accusative, die Filme, die wir gestern gesehen haben, waren spannend. The movie that we watched yesterday were exciting. Dative, das sind die Leute, denen wir helfen wollen. These are the people whom we want to help. Genitive, die Frau, deren Kind krank ist, bleibt zu Hause. The woman whose child is sick stays at home. Okay? So, important points to note. Relative pronoun depends on the case required in the relative clause, not in the main clause. Okay, not in the main clause, but in relative clause. The gender and the number always refer to the noun in the main clause, and the verb in the relative clause goes to the end. Just few more examples here now. You say, then man, der man is mein Nachbar. Okay, I see a man, then man is mein Nachbar. So you say, hey, den man, der mein Nachbar ist. Okay, so here, den man, der. Okay, you say then man, that is here, then man, der man. So we are removing this there here and we are changing into der mein Nachbar ist. There, who is my neighbor. Ich habe das Auto ist sehr schnell. Okay, two sentences here. Ich habe das Auto, das sehr schnell ist. Wir helfen dem Kind, dativ, dem Kind geht schlecht. Okay, wir helfen dem Kind, dem schlecht geht. Und das ist die Frau, der Mann, der Frau ist krank. Das ist die Frau, deren Mann krank ist. Okay, now if you want to do some exercise, okay, some exercise, for example, nominative case, some exercise. Das ist der Lehrer, immer freundlich ist. Okay, das ist der Lehrer. Fill in the blanks. So what will come here? Der immer freundlich ist. Ich kenne den Mann. Okay, ich kenne den Mann. Der wohnt hier. Der dort wohnt. Okay, here is das Kind. Fill in the blanks. Die ganze Zeit spielt. Das ist das Kind. So what will be added here? Das ist das Kind, das die ganze Zeit spielt. Wir sagen, die Studenten für die Prüfung lernen. What will come here? Wir sagen, die Studenten, die für die Prüfung lernen. For accusative, some examples now. Ich sehe den Hund, fill in the blanks, think what? Im Park läuft. Ich sehe den Hund, der im Park läuft. Kennst du die Frau? Fill in the blanks. Du gestern getroffen hast. Kennst du die Frau, die du gestern getroffen hast? Er liest das Buch, fill in the blanks, sehr spannend ist. Das ist das Buch, das sehr spannend ist. Wir besuchen die Freunde, fill in the blanks, wir lange nicht gesehen haben. Wir besuchen die Freunde, die wir lange nicht gesehen haben. Okay, dative case. Just read and fill in the blanks. Is I not going to help you out? You have to do on your own. Das ist der Mann. Wir helfen. Ich kenne die Frau. Gestern das Geschenk gegeben hast. Hier sind die Kinder, fill in the blanks, wir eine Geschichte erzählen. Wir danken den Kollegen, fill in the blanks, uns unterstützt haben. Okay, here. Okay, for genitive case also, some examples, exercise. Das ist die Frau, das mein Ausland arbeitet. Das ist die Frau, what will be there? Das ist die Frau, deren Mann im Ausland arbeitet. Hier ist der Schüler, Lehrer sehr streng ist. Kennst du den Arzt? Fill in the blanks. Praxis neben der Apotheke ist. Das sind die Eltern. Fill in the blanks. Kind im Kindergarten ist. Okay? This you can just pause the video and just fill in the blanks. Okay? If you have some doubt, you can just type that in the message list, or you can just mail me also. Okay? I'll give you the answers for that. Okay. So, final. Always find the noun in the main clause. This determines the gender and number. Then look at how it is used in the relative clause. This determines the case. Place the verb at the end of the relative clause. Okay? Practice by combining simple sentences. Okay? That's all for now. Relative clause. If you know the articles, it becomes easy for you to learn relative clause because everything depends on the article. Then practice, make simple sentences, practice it, or rewind the video and get an example and write down in that one in your notebook and study well. I'll get back to you with another topic, and if you have any doubts, please you can mail me also, no problem. I'll clarify your doubt. Till we meet again, bye, cheers.